so we got a couple things we're going to do. We have another Angry Browns fan coming up. I want to go back to the newsroom, find out what's going on in the newsroom, and we check in with Chris Horn, who is also on the Wayside Furniture Skype hotline. Hey.
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 This kangaroo-looking thing keeps going around the newsroom. Can't get any work done. Not real sure. What the? Man, see what? You kicked him out of your place.
Hey, don't open the beer for him, Chris. Whatever you do, he's going to try to get you to open beer. Don't open his beer.
One for the class, too?
Does he smell?
How bad does he smell, Chris?
It smells like alcohol.
Give him a whiff.
It's not alcohol. It's a different yellow-looking substance.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's
no. Don't open his beer, Chris.
But I will take the shirt. Thank you.
Oh, he delivered a shirt.
Oh, he brought the shirt. Okay, that was it. Give him a hug. Give him a hug.
Can you hug him?
Oh, we just got a yellow flag.
No, we're not allowed to hug on the show? Yeah, can you hug him?
Give him a hug. Is it a male or female? That's the question. Oh.
That's Christmas.
Oh,
no!
Early Christmas present right there.
That's uncalled for.
That is uncalled for. Yes, it is.
And he left the cooler.
Oh, well, that's cool.
There's Christmas sale in there.
Hey, he's still, he wants his, that's why he wants it back. Hey, tell him, first of all, I want to see him hug everybody in the newsroom before he, he's putting soap on his hands. Just before he walks out of the screen, I want to see this, what is he? The
Muni Lot Reindeer, Misfit Reindeer.
Is he still there? I want to see him hug everybody in the shot. So I want to see him hug Terrence.
I want to see him hug Terrence Lee.
And then Kelly in the background. Yeah, we want to see hugs.
Or mold. I feel like I got mold.
Look how,
completely ignore everything to your periphery.
There it is, yeah.
And he's got one more hug to do in the background. This is the one we want to see.
Yeah, just open that up. Don't open that up.
Don't open it for him.
Yeah. You don't know. It could be a heart in there.
Do not encourage him.
Tell him to go give Kelly a big hug. Give Kelly a big hug over there. She worked hard all morning. Have him give Kelly a big love.
You need a hug?
Go get some. Go give her. No. Go give her.
She's not happy.
She's waving that off.
Now he has to do it. Now that she's waved it off.
Okay. Teely opened it.
He did not
open the beer.
Oh.
He clearly can't. He can't drink.
Oh, no. Oh, no. He's back.
The angry dogs on the run. Elf. Reindeer.
The Misfit Muni Lot Reindeer.
Who just, Liz Misson just walked in the background there, too.
She's just getting in.
She just got in?
Yeah.
Hey, tell him to go say, all right, I know we're getting to get out of here. Go say hi to Liz Misson real quick over there. And we want to say, can he even hear anything?
Yeah, anything to get him out of, Liz, I think.
Just quick hugs.
Needs a hug. She has no idea what's coming.
Yeah, that's the best part.
She is. See her in the right corner of your screen.
Don't look anywhere else. Just
again, we're on the Wayside Furniture Skype line, in case you're wondering.
For those of you watching, Liz is in the far right corner of your screen. That's where he's on his way. I don't know what he's doing.
Kelly has the dark hair, but Kelly doesn't want to have a hug.
Kelly worked too hard all morning. There you go. Here it comes.
He goes to the background.
He got denied.
What's he going to do?
It's probably a good thing you couldn't hear what she said, even though there are no rules.
Yeah, well, no, that's okay.
There were some words there that maybe.
All right, anything else going on social media?
I'm sorry?
Anything else going on social media?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Lots of love for Joe Hayden, frustration with the current team, but hope for the future.
All right.
And I'll tell you what, we just posted the very angry Christmas
song.
I can't even.
How's that going? Is it going over pretty well?
So not in my head anymore.
That's fine.
It's doing great. It was.
Oh, all right. I've seen enough. We've crossed the line. The line has been crossed.
Everybody's posing with this thing. Our whole entire, I'm retweeting for those of you that follow me at MikeCarron5.
Oh, man.
Our whole newsroom is posted with this.
All right, Eric, the referee, is so
kangaroo.
He's canceled because unnecessary roughness. All right.
You asked for it, you got it.
There's Eric, who just got up. All right, thank you, Chris. Good job. Eric, the referee. I know we've got Garrett Downing waiting for us in Baltimore, and I'm sure we're going to check in with Matt Lodier from Steelers Gab. I do want to see this next Angry Browns fan, though. So, Angry Browns fan reads tweets last night. Is that right? Is that right?
Yes.
That is right. All right, here we go. Angry Browns fan reads tweets.
I'm the Angry Browns fan, and I bring your post to life. This week, the Cleveland Browns lose to the Jaguars. No idea how that's possible. And the fans, well, they let Whedon have it online. Brandon Whedon is currently the best QB the Jags have. Every time a football is flipped, I aged 5 years. I have no words. Interception, there's the Brandon Whedon we all know. My God, Whedon was looking down that receiver since last week. Imagine if interceptions won football games. Whedon with 2 straight picks, time for Tammy. All right, become, no, screw it, get Whedon the hell out of there. F it, we lost. I want to see Tanny in there to do trick shots. My dog can throw better than Whedon. She doesn't even have thumbs. Is there anything Brandon Whedon can't do? He can flip and kick. Brandon Whedon constantly inventing new ways to be terrible. My eyes are burning at this point. How did that just happen? Only reason I watch the Browns game is to try to get in an Angry Browns fan video. You're welcome. And that's it for this week. The next time you're angry at the Browns, use the hashtag #AngryBrownsFan, and I may take your post and put it in a video. Until next time, stay angry, Cleveland.
Did you see a play you just didn't like? Pause right now, you got the right. All the bad moves in Cleveland. Use the hashtag #AngryBrownsFan.
Woo, Angry Browns fan with a big morning this morning.
He
don't you
really
think?
has done well.
All right,
Yeah,
we're going to have to
really
play.
done well.
He's got a Christmas album out. We're going to play that, Browns Christmas hits. Angry Browns
If you
fan
didn't see
Christmas.
it yet,
We'll
it's
play that
awesome.
at 8:30 straight up. So in 9 minutes. So you want to? That's appointment viewing, listening, whatever you want to call it, mobile casting. Again, the phone number to get involved: 216-431-3820, or on Skype, Dawgs on the Run. Garrett Downing from Ravens.com joins
There he is.
us, and Garrett is in that city where they have a lot of crab cakes, known as Baltimore.
Baltimore.
And the Ravens shocked the world, I guess, on Thursday night because I thought the Steelers were going to beat the Ravens, but. Baltimore's back in it. Welcome back to the NFL.
Yeah, no kidding. All of a sudden, Baltimore's sitting there at the 6th spot, that number 2 wildcard spot, and it really is the Ravens kind of control their own destiny with that number 2 wildcard spot. They play the Vikings this week at home. That should be a win. And then they head down their final 3 games of the regular season. They got the Lions, the Patriots, and the Steelers to finish the season. The Ravens are in the driver's seat right now to win the wild card. I don't think they're going to win the division. I think the Bengals are going to run away with that. But the Ravens are in good spot if they want to make the playoffs as that second wild card team.
All right. Also in our AFC Central talk about is from SteelersGab.com. That's Matt Lodi. Hi, Matt.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Matt.
All right. How are the Steelers feeling this morning after Thursday night?
Yeah, that was a tough loss. Not only was it a tough loss, but a decimating loss. They lost a bunch of players. Fernando Velasco, the center, who was taken over from Marquise Pouncey for the season after getting sidelined there in that last drive. Also, Kelvin Beachum, who'd been filling in nicely at one of the guard spots, he went down with an injury. And, of course, the young running back, Le'Veon Bell, also going down with a concussion. So it's good, if anything else, that the Steelers have 10 days in order to try to get ready for their final couple games, which includes Miami. They've got Green Bay. They've got Cincinnati. And, of course, they end with the Browns. So if they're going to make any sort of noise in this AFC wildcard chase, they're going to have to win the Final Four now, go 9-7, and hope that a couple other teams fall. Baltimore, also Kansas City, of course, in the driver's seat there as well. But it looks like Baltimore right now and Miami are the 2 teams the Steelers are going to have to catch for sure.
Matt, before we go back to Baltimore here in a second, the one thing I think Steelers fans can kind of hang their hat on towards next year was Le'Veon Bell, and I thought he had a nice game on Thursday night, and he's showing some promise towards the future after starting the season with that injury.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there was a lot of criticism early on, guys. I mean, he was injured in the preseason, got injured early on in training camp, just kind of didn't look like the guy. A lot of people criticized that they didn't take Eddie Lacy earlier on in the draft, but I think now he's starting to show a little bit of the talent that he showed at Michigan State that a lot of people thought that he had, and certainly he does look like the workhorse back. I think the team has finally realized they let Isaac Redman go a couple of weeks ago. I think between Dwyer, Felix Jones is a change of pace back, and obviously, as you said, Le'Veon Bell, he looks like the future workhorse back of this franchise. And if he gets healthy, I think he's got a pretty bright future, guys.
All righty. All right, let's go back to Baltimore, and we check back in with Garrett Downing.
Yeah, Garrett, let's talk about what that win does for the Ravens and kind of where it sets them up as they come down the stretch. And you're talking about, you heard Matt with the injuries, and obviously every team has to deal with that. But now as the Ravens start to turn the corner, come off that Thursday night win, what's the feeling there in Baltimore that that's the head of steam that they need to make it into a wild card spot?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They've now won 2 games in a row. They had this 3-game stretch coming home. They had 3 straight games at home, Jets, Steelers, and then the Vikings. And going into that stretch, the thought was you got to win probably all 3, at least 2 out of the 3, and now they're in a position to go ahead and sweep that home series, and that puts them right back into the wild card chase. I mean, coming into this, there was a sense of whether or not they're going to make the playoffs. How good is this team? What we've seen. I mean, it only takes 1 or 2 games to get hot in the NFL. If some teams go through kind of that tough stretch in the middle of the year, then you catch fire late in the season, then when you get the playoffs, anything can happen. So right now, there's definitely a sense of the Ravens are maybe starting to turn a corner. They're making strides offensively. They're having a lot more success in that regard. The defense can be dominant at times, so there's a real sense of positivity after this win over the Steelers. And if they're able to win against the Vikings, then like I said, they probably go into that last 3-game stretch where they have to win probably 2 of those games in order to make that second wild card spot. And I think there's a real sense that the Ravens could be headed back to the playoffs for the 6th straight season.
Garrett, last question about the Browns. And is it in Baltimore, is the feeling that the Browns are back to where they normally are?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I think there's definitely this sense that the Browns are the team that they have been for the last several years. I mean, earlier in the year, there was a sense that, maybe they started to turn the corner a little bit, especially when they had Brian Hoyer playing. They won a couple of games. They beat us, so I think that the Ravens never really overlooked them. Like the general sense from just a fan perspective is that people say that it's just the Browns are going to be the Browns. And until they find a quarterback, that's how it's going to be there.
All right, Garrett, big paycheck coming your way. We're going to send it to Baltimore. It's like millions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's all the money they owe you from when you used to work here. Thanks, Garrett. Have a great week and enjoy your Ravens run right there.
All right, thanks, guys. Good to talk to you.
Speaking
Thanks,
of $1 million
Garrett.
that we owe, of course, Matt Lodi. What do you think the Browns' perspective is out there in Steeler Nation?
I mean, obviously last week I think the Steelers kind of showed some of the deficiencies of the Browns. I think offensively yesterday, I think Brandon Weeden, self-destructed a little bit, in the last 90 seconds of the first half by all means. But I think once the Browns got the lead, I thought that a lot of people felt they were going to win that game. But then I think defensively, not a lot of people seem to be I think Browns defensively over the course of the last couple of weeks have shown that they certainly still have a lot of holes there as well as guys. And I think that, Ray Horton and company, I think they've done a decent job. But I think that while all this praise has been heaped on the defense, I think they kind of blew it yesterday late. I think when your offense scores 28 points, you should be able to win that game, even though I know the offense did put them in some bad positions. But as Garrett pointed out, I think that the Browns are back to where a lot of people felt they would be at some point this year. Certainly, I don't think when they were 3-2, a lot of people felt that they may end up as bad as 4-12. But it certainly looks like 4-12 or maybe 5-11 if they could beat the Jets in 2 weeks. But other than that, it's going to be tough to win any of these last 4 games for the Browns, I think.
All right, Matty, good luck to your Steelers there down the stretch, and try to represent the AFC North.
Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
I'm trying
You
to be
too,
positive.
man. Yeah,
Thanks,
to
man.
be
I'm
positive.
trying to be a nice guy about it.
Both of those guys can be more positive than we can be. I'll tell you that. At least they got a faint heartbeat. There's no
All right,
heartbeat here.
let me just kind of give you the rundown for the rest of the show because I know we're getting some calls about very angry Browns fan Christmas.
Yeah.
We're going to play that for you again here before we get off. So, Angry Browns fan Christmas, it is a must-see.
We got to play it
It's
again.
coming back up in a couple seconds. We're also going to go back to Kenny Rhoda in a second. I want to talk a little Ohio State football with him, so we might go into overtime here for a second. I know the fans absolutely love that. Yeah, they love it. I don't hear anybody saying. Okay, well, that's what the kids are saying. All right, let's go to the dog Tubby, because I find it, he has an unbelievable story this morning. I heard you had a bad experience yesterday at the Browns game. Fire away, let her go, Tubby Dog.
Yeah, so apparently I was at the Browns game. I was in my section that I have had season tickets in for like the last 3 years, section 539, the poor man's penthouse, hanging out, talking to the other season ticket holders, and I guess I was being too loud and too obnoxious as to security. The Apex security people come up
Yes.
and have to investigate, and they said that, yeah, we have a report of row 30, seats 6 and 7, and I'm like, dude, I'm sitting in seat 7 and there's nobody in 8 or 6. So am I that big that I take up 2 seats? And apparently nobody appreciated my bring out Tanny, like the we want Tanny. I was
That's
doing
what
that
you
whole
were
thing.
cheering?
Yeah,
And you got in
apparently
trouble
no
for
bueno.
that?
You can't do that in a stadium.
You're
And I
joking.
offended some poor, I infringed on somebody's game-going experience. And I'm like, the team's not fucking bad enough. It's my fault now? Okay.
So they reported you, huh? One of the
Yeah.
fans must have texted the security code to the stadium, and they reported you.
Yeah, so I was like, dude, where were you the other 10 games? Shut up.
For We Want Tanny, so you didn't get kicked out though. You just got investigated.
Yeah, basically. I didn't get kicked out. I didn't have to like pay a fine. I didn't go to like fan jail or any of that crap.
All right, well that's good. Hang on one second, Eric. What are you blowing the whistle for?
This game is going to overtime.
Oh, we're going into overtime. Okay, that means stop the clock. It's the drunk reindeer again.
Oh, boy.
That reindeer's awesome.
Put him in a sleeper hold, reindeer. Yeah. All right, we got a couple extra minutes now.
All right,
That's
we're
awesome.
at 8:30, so we're going to go a little overtime for you because I want to talk Ohio State with Kenny Road here in a second too. All right, so your thoughts on where this team's going, my friend?
We're headed for a higher draft pick. That's where this team is going, and it's the only way I can make it through. I mean, other than just tapping out, crying mercy. I mean, I don't know. It's like, how did we get here? 3 weeks ago, we were talking potential divisional winner, potential playoffs. I mean, how the hell did we get here? It's 3 weeks later.
It's
And now
all it
we're
is.
talking
I looked at the
draft.
schedule last night. I said the same thing, Tubby.
Fuck it. Whatever. We'll just drink. That's what we go.
Give us the dance out.
Dance us out.
All right, tub it dance. It's not very enthusiastic, but I tub it dance. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Yep, stay classy.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
All right, Kenny, before we go, let's talk about something that's good. You're a Harris Poll voter. Show us your Harris Poll ballot.
There it was. As I filled it out. Wait, we'll show you.
You got to slow down.
Yeah.
Harris
official
Poll,
Harris
college football poll.
And then we'll put
What?
Up
Wait a
close.
second. Why
Tell
are
him
you
to keep a
yelling?
steady hand.
You see in the
see
face
it.
with a flag. I'm going to go.
You got to hold it steady so we can see
I'll
it.
tell you that.
All right, so let's see this Harris Poll vote again.
The way I voted, Florida State 1, Ohio State 2, Missouri was number 3 in my book, Auburn 4, and Alabama 5. That's the way I voted in this week's Harris Poll.
All right, are we in the right situation? Because I think we are, and this is why. These are the rules that have been laid out by all of these schools to participate in the BCS. I don't care if an SEC school isn't there. I don't think the SEC cares if somebody else isn't there. The SEC agreed to what we have here, and Ohio State is now in a position that if they beat a team that's in the top 10, they get to go to the national championship. I think if they lose, they don't deserve to go, and that's right. I think this thing is played out exactly perfect. Thoughts?
And we always talk we have talked about this, guys, in saying that let's just let the season play out and see where Ohio State falls. And right now they control their own destiny. Now there's some debate as to whether or not, the Buckeyes need to blow Michigan State out to really solidify their place in that national championship game, because if Auburn blows out Missouri and they beat Alabama this past week, and then they go out and they beat Missouri and blow them out, then they would be deserving because they play in the toughest conference in the country. And there are going to be some voters out there who will think that. So if the Buckeyes win, I think they deserve to play. They don't have a blemish on their record, okay? They didn't lose to a three-loss LSU team. They won every game that they played, and they're going to play a top 10 BCS team this week in Michigan State. And if they beat them in Indy, they deserve to go. So to me, they control their own destiny. But I will say this, just in case, they need to go out and make a statement in this game. They need to win by at least 2 touchdowns, if not more, to erase any doubts from those voters who are looking for any reason to put the SEC one-loss team in there.
All right, Kenny, we're looking at your Harris Poll ballot behind us. What do we got? I can't turn because I'll lose my earpiece, but not too much. All right, so there were 5 voters in the Harris Poll that said Ohio State's number 1. There were 4 coaches, Kenny, that said Ohio State was number 1 in the coaches poll. I think both of those things are good news for Ohio State.
Well, I was debating, guys, and I had Ohio State ahead of FSU last week. And this is where some people, well, how can you, be honest in the way you vote? You're a big Ohio State fan. Each week, I break it down. I look at it each week based on the game that was played that week and then the body of work throughout the entire year. And Ohio State struggled to beat Michigan on the road. It was a rivalry game. Florida State went on the road and played one of their rivals, Florida. And yes, like Michigan, Florida's down this year, but they went out and they dominated that game. So that's what pushed me to change Ohio State from being 1 to number 2 and putting FSU over Ohio State. Both have not played very strong schedules. Strength of schedule, I think Florida State was 66. Ohio State was 61, so slightly stronger for Ohio State. But Florida State has blown everybody out. That they have not played a close game all season long. And what have you done to, for me lately? I saw what Florida State did. That's why I moved them ahead of Ohio State. But you want to be either 1 or 2 at this time of year, and the Buckeyes are in position with a win in the Big Ten championship game to play for the title.
All right, Kenny, we are way over today, so we both have other jobs to get to, unfortunately.
A lot going on. Some of it good, some of it not so good. With the Brownies, we'll see what happens. With the Buckeyes, win and they're in my opinion. So go Bucks, and Michigan still sucks.
Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it. We didn't even get a chance to talk about the Michigan game, but we'll do that at some other point down the road, I'm sure.
All right, guys.
Kenny, thank you very much, and have a great day, my friend. All right, as promised, we're going to say goodbye tonight, not in our normal way, and I probably should sit up because we are, actually. Hang on. Eric, what?
Real quick, we got a problem here.
Is he passed out?
What?
Out.
Oh.
Phew. All right, he's up. We're good. I was just making sure he's still living. Oh, his heart's beating real bad. Oh no.
Must be the Christmas sale that Terrence Lee opened for him in the newsroom. He's panting, I think.
What is that noise?
I don't know, but it's the worst sound I've ever heard in my life.
Do we have a defib in here or something?
There he goes.
Sounds like he needs it.
Do we have anybody in the newsroom who's certified in CPR?
I just want to see him run through the newsroom one more time. Can we just do that before we go? I mean, I know I want to get out of here. Can we just go back to the newsroom? Can you want to do that or no? Do we have time for that?
We can try it.
I don't know. I just want to see him run through the newsroom one more time. But you got to get the newsroom camera to pick up. That's the issue there.
Yeah, no, Chris is done for the day. So.
He's out?
Yeah.
He sticks around for our show?
Well,
that was nice of him.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give it one more second.
I
just enjoy watching him run through the newsroom because there's so many people in there at this time of day at 8:36.
But Chris has got to move the camera
That are so
around.
uptight.
Yeah, he's got to move.
They're so uptight about the whole day and about everything that's going to happen. And news will happen, right? Last time I checked.
News is going to happen no matter if you're uptight or not. Just
okay, let's do that. Yeah, we'll go back to the news
wrap it.
afterwards. All right, so without further ado, I know a lot of you have been sticking around for this, and we appreciate everybody watching today. A very angry Browns fan Christmas for your enjoyment.
Just in time for the holidays, we present to you a very angry Browns fan Christmas, a superb record collection featuring Cleveland holiday classics. Just listen. Campbell and Hoyer, Tim Couch, Kelly Holcomb, Dilfer, Garcia, McCown, and Ty Detmer. But do you recall the oldest rookie of all? Whedon, the red-haired QB, cost a very high draft pick. And if you ever saw him, you would say he plays like best catch the ball, don't drop the ball. Most seem to say cut him today. Trade him, trade him, trade him, trade him. Last season, I gave you my heart, but the very first play, you threw it away. Next year, save me from tears and draft someone real special. Release Greg Little. Release Greg Little. Release Greg Little. His hands are broke. He can't catch the ball. Way up in your lows, Jimmy H. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? From way up in the sky, Jimmy H. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? A team without a QB and a back who looks 63. He's really old. And a back who looks 63. Oh, the players out there are frightful, but that snuck-in liquor's delightful. And since Whedon can't throw, let him go, let him go, let him go. It's beginning to look a lot like Cleveland. every play that snapped. Take a look at the 3rd and 10, fumbling once again. A punt that's blocked, an interception too.
Use the hashtag #AngryBrownsFan with lyrics to your own Cleveland holiday song, and the Angry Browns fan may take your post and put it in a video. Until next time, stay angry, Cleveland.
We can't leave it on any better note. Thanks for doing the show today. We appreciate it. All the hard work everybody put in. We'll do it again next week against New England. Oh, boy.
Where you got a drunk reindeer.
Oh, boy. Thanks for watching Dogs on the Run, and we'll talk to you next week.
See you next week.